In this tutorial, you'll add interactive touch functionality to the multi-zone presentation you built previously. To accomplish this in BrightAuthor Connected, you'll learn how to use zone message events and zone message commands. To make the interactive thumbnails, we'll generate 4 interactive image zones within the dimensions of the previously designed image zone. In the previous tutorial, the menu filled the whole screen and selected videos also played full screen. Linking touch regions directly to content as we did before works well in situations with limited interactivity. But as you'll see, using zone messaging expands the interactive functionality of the presentation. Using this technique, you can attach a zone message command to an event inside one zone that triggers content to play in a separate zone. First, open the overlay file you built during the transparent overlay tutorial. I'm using Photoshop as my editor. Instead of the single window in the lower right that framed the image zone, I'm making 4 smaller windows that frame the video thumbnails. Above the window, I'm adding some instructional text. Now measure the width and height in pixels of the knockout window. You will use these dimensions when you generate the thumbnails. Save the file to your assets folder as a PNG with transparency and name it Zone Message Overlay. From your desktop assets folder, take screenshots of the 4 videos in your presentation. Now, resize the screenshots to match the pixel dimensions of the knockout windows. This way, the thumbnails will display at their native resolutions without requiring additional scaling. Once again, I'm using Photoshop to adjust the size of the thumbnails. From the Content tab of BrightAuthor Connected, navigate to Upload New Media. Specify the destination folder and select Zone Message Overlay and the 4 thumbnail images you just made. These sample assets are also available for download alongside this tutorial from the training section of brightsign.biz. Open up the latest version of the multi-zone presentation and save a new version as Multi-Zone Interactive. From the Layout tab, select the Overlay Image Zone and delete it entirely. We'll add it back to the presentation at the end of the tutorial. Now, let's make the thumbnail zones. From the navigator, press Add Zone 4 times. Alternatively, you can make new zones by expanding the arrow next to the zone and pressing the plus button. Name the new zones Thumb 1 through 4 and resize each one to fit inside the 4 quadrants of the main image zone. Adjust the width and height of the zones to match the native resolutions of the thumbnails. Select Thumb 1 and switch over to the Content tab of the zone. In your library, point to the folder with the assets you previously uploaded, and from the Assets tab, add the Thumb 1 image to the Thumb 1 playlist. Use the toggle button to make the zone interactive. Select Touch and add a touch event to the state by clicking on the bottom half of the icon. By default, touch events cover the whole zone. Next, select the Advanced button and press Add Command. Set the command type to Send, ensuring that Send Zone Message is selected from the dropdown, and enter Play 1 as the value. Note that Remain on Current State is selected as the default target state. In this configuration, the Send Zone Message command triggers the content, and changing the target state has no effect on the presentation. Repeat this process for the remaining thumb zones, setting the value of the zone messages as Play 2, Play 3, and Play 4 to correspond to thumbs 2, 3, and 4. With the placement and design of the thumbnail zones complete, select the original image zone and delete it entirely. Now that we have our touch regions with Send Zone Message command set up, we need to use the Zone Message event type to listen for the values we set. From the video zone, use the interactive toggle to switch over to the interactive UI. Next, select Zone Message from the event types, then add a Zone Message event to Video 1 by clicking on the bottom half of the state. With the first zone message selected, under Event Properties, specify the zone message as Play 1. Now when the first touch event is triggered, it will send a zone message with the value of Play 1 throughout the presentation, where it will be received by the Video 1 state. Next, add another zone message event to Video 1 and drag it to Video 2. Enter the value Play2 for the zone message. Now when the second touch zone is pressed, this zone message event will hear the Play2 command and trigger Video 2 to play if the zone is in the Video 1 state. Now, draw zone message connections from Video 1 to Videos 3 and 4, entering Play 3 and Play 4 as the values. At this point, all the buttons will work during the playback of Video 1, but they won't work during the playback of the other videos until all the states are linked together with zone message events. Now's a good time to expand the interactive grid by collapsing the UI and enlarging the application window. With the Video 1 state connected, it's time to add zone message events to connect videos 2, 3, and 4. As you draw the event connections and enter the affiliated zone messages, you are programming each state to listen for the zone message commands you attached to the touch events earlier. You can select Show Line to see how the events are connected to the states. When you're done, there should be a total of 4 zone message events and 1 media end event attached to each state. Last, add a full screen image zone. Switch over to the Content tab and place the zone message overlay in the playlist. This will cause the PNG graphical overlay to appear on top of the other layers. Now save, schedule, and publish your presentation to see how it looks on the screen. In this demo, touch regions in the lower right of the screen interrupt playback and trigger specified content to play in the video zone. Congratulations on using zone messaging and send zone message commands to build an interactive presentation in BrightAuthor Connected. This is a simple demonstration of zone messaging and represents only a small fraction of the variety of ways zone messages can be used. Zone messages can be attached to a wide range of event types to provide additional interactive functionality in presentations. Now that you're familiar with the basics of zone messaging, it's worth experimenting on your own. Come back soon to watch more tutorials on how to use BrightAuthor Connected for all of your digital signage needs.